Welcome to my video of rambling nonsense. This is about the question of identity. It's more important than the riddle of steel in the scheme of things. This whole line of thought was triggered by a Zinnia Jones video and a Skeptical Heretics video, which are linked below. When I say I'm an atheist, people make assumptions about me. Sometimes it's, I don't know what that word means, but I don't like the sound of it. Other times it's, oh, you want to take away my Jesus? Maybe the fact that I don't think there's a God makes them doubt their own belief in God and they react with hostility. I have been given identity and it makes them doubt theirs. The same bullshit happens to believers, doesn't it? All Christians are science-hating, gay-bashing morons. They're fanatics. Muslims are that, plus terrorism. The lunatics are the vocal minority. They drown out the quieter voices. If all Muslims really were terrorists, there would be an attack every minute. There happen to be a lot of them. We would be fucked. Now, my experience as a belief comes in a variety of flavors and degrees. People will pull quote their holy book of choice and live their lives if those other parts of the book don't exist. Some people don't know the book at all, but just enjoy the life. I don't think that people will ever abandon religion entirely, but most will abandon churches. But if modern society collapses, they expect religion to make a big comeback. Religion attracts the fearful and desperate. Now, other than that, they'll most likely retain a vague feeling of a larger force that loves them and looks out for them, and that they will live beyond death. Wishing is a minor vice as vices go. This is my wife's take on it. Now, some people in my family go to church, others don't. My mom's take on it is that there is a God, but he's just a real dick. Belief in how it comforts us. This is the flexibility that modern life affords us. Our roles are less narrow, but modern technology can also force us back into identity boxes. When you make a video on YouTube, post in the comments section or on Facebook or whatever your social website of choice is, you give yourself a public identity. Sometimes this is intentional or unintentional. When people online argue, they are, of course, asserting their identity. They aren't trying to convince anybody. That doesn't happen. Look at the debate over where Israel is between Happy Cabby and everyone else. Israel is, geographically, on the Asian continent, but Israelis aren't Asians is the best way to sum it up. Makes you question whether geography, culture, skin color, etc. can really be a single identity. Which brings me to YouTube anti-celebrity HeyRuka. I'm getting sick of hearing about her, frankly, from both sides, but that won't stop me from talking about her. We don't really know her, but online she is racist chick. HeyRuka strikes me as a scared, confused child. The rambling incoherence of her videos makes this obvious. Lacking an identity of her own, she feels the need to graft an identity onto herself by being part of a group, whether it's a religion, a non-religion, or white pride. She doesn't so much change as move from box to box. Will she move on and try to have a different identity, or has she now trapped herself in one inescapable box? She's young, she'll try to be many things, I suspect, but no matter who she becomes in later life, what she is now will permanently tint her identity. Now, your skin color is just a mask that you were born with, but your identity is something more complex. It's your culture, your beliefs, your geography, how you were brought up. Yes, your appearance, how people react to you, and that indefinable something that's individual to you that governs how you react to the previous things. Unfortunately, she has presented herself with one thing, and that's how we see her. Many people from many countries have either seen her videos or heard about them. Her posting on Stormfront further cemented our view of her. I can't laugh at Ruka, I can't hate her, she just makes me feel sad. Zinnia Jones videos are a different thing altogether. She's proof that personal identity can be something that changes and grows. There's a big difference between her first videos and the one she's making now. But there is a through line from his videos to what she is doing now. She has been building an identity for herself, and it's fascinating to watch. And when I say she, some of you are saying, wait, don't you know? Yep, if she says she's a she, she's a she. Full stop. She's a very good writer. What she says is stated clearly, factually, and rationally. Her videos are very formal, maybe too formal, like a kid reading her book report formal. But one of my favorite videos of hers is the one where she protests the Westboro Church. Those chuckleheads are always good for a laugh. It wasn't just the sheer guts it took in her interview, or the slow realization on WB Chick's face as she understands she's being fucked with, or her final question, you do know there is no God, right? See, she's behind the WB and holds up a sign with a Bible quote. You know the quote where the Bible shows its interest in big cocks and hot cum. She's doing this little happy dance. This is not just the best part of the video, it may be one of my favorite things on the internet. It was such a contrast to the usual formality of her videos. You could just see the joy. That's what a good protest should have. Joy. Her public identity is largely based on people's feelings about gender and the fluidity of human sexuality, regardless of the actual content of her videos. By contrast, HeyRuka's videos are judged by their content, and thereby she is judged. Whatever she becomes later in life, all it will take is someone to run across her old videos and that old identity she shed so long ago. Nothing dies on the internet. The content of someone's identity is a complex thing. You have their appearance, their history, how people view them, how they view others, how they view themselves, those subconscious things they don't even realize they're doing, what they want to be but aren't, their natural abilities that they have no interest in, things that they are interested in but have no aptitude for, what they would years ago but are presently. Now that is a run-on sentence. The fact is, nobody knows anybody. If you question that statement, talk to a divorced couple separately. Been together for 30 years and then split. Talk to someone who has had someone they love commit suicide. Nobody knows anybody.